Okay, so as the title says, some of you need to stay away from the all-new Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Now, are you one of those people? Let's go ahead and talk about it. First things first, the first group of people that I will exclude from those of you who should be buying the all-new Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra is the group of people who currently own the winner of last year's phone of the year, the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. So if you currently own the S23 Ultra, there is no reason you should be upgrading. Unless, of course, we do have some caveats here and there, right? If you just want to buy the S24 Ultra, you're just a tech enthusiast, you have some money to blow, whatever the case may be, you just want to buy the S24 Ultra, that makes sense. But if you want to be pragmatic, the S23 Ultra should cover you for a very long time, and it's also going to be eligible for the AI features that you will have implemented or integrated with the S24 Ultra. Now, there are other groups of people that should still not pick up the S24 Ultra, and that includes those of you who don't want to pay $1,300 for a new phone, that's before tax. Those of you who don't want to pay for AI subscription in the future, right? So it's going to become a subscription service in the future. I actually made a video ranting about this, right? Because I was not happy in the way Samsung approached this whole AI implementation, in their new devices. There are other people who should not be looking at the S24 Ultra. Now, to those of you who are left, to those of you who are currently in the market for the S24 Ultra, and by the way, if you are one of those people currently in the market for the S24 Ultra or any of the newer devices that Samsung is dropping, I have a link in the description. I'm going to have a couple links in the description. If you buy through those affiliate links, you actually will be eligible for additional discounts, right? You're going to get the $50 discount, of course, assuming that you reserve. Then you get $120 on top of that. And of course, you could go ahead and add the student discount, and your trade-in could get up to $750. It's a whole package. So if you are serious about buying the S24 Ultra, the S24 Plus, or the regular S24, make sure to use that link in the description so that you can save as much as possible. Now, that said, let's go ahead and move on. Now, it would be easy for me to make this video and just tell you, go ahead and buy the S24 Ultra. In fact, I made a video where I was, encouraging those of you who wanted to buy the S24 Ultra to go ahead and do so. But I'm not encouraging everyone, because this is not a phone for everyone. In fact, the S23 Ultra, which is the best phone of 2023, was not the phone for everyone. It's a flagship. It is not a cheap phone. If you are going to be dropping a good chunk of change to get this level phone, you need to think about it twice. And the reason I say this is specifically because of AI and what Samsung is trying to do with its AI, along with all of the other reasons that may discourage you from upgrading. So when it comes down to the AI, AI is being implemented. It's cool. It's integrated with the phone. It seems to have a ton of good features. I can't wait to try. But of course, as I mentioned already, it is going to be a subscription service starting in 2025, which I am not happy to learn about. So you are spending essentially more money for this phone, which is $1,300, $1,300, as opposed to the $1,200 that we were paying last year or the year before that. You're paying more, and you are expected to potentially be locked into some level of monthly service that you have to pay in order to take advantage of the AI features. And again, I don't think that is cool. When you are buying a phone, I always say this to those of you buying tablets. I always tell you, if you are trying to purchase a tablet, you need to have a very comprehensive approach at your purchasing decision, right? You need to really consider all of the variables involved before you pull that trigger, because you are dropping a good, big chunk of change. So if you are paying, $1,300 for the S24 Ultra, what is in it for you? Why are you buying this phone? You need to figure out the answer to this question before you pull the trigger, assuming, of course, that the answer helps you figure out why you want to go ahead and pull the trigger, because you could simply go for the S23 Ultra, right? It's a very, very good phone. And as I mentioned, phone of the year last year, as of a month ago, it was elected phone of the year as of a month ago, right? So it's still such a very good phone. And now you have, the S24 Ultra, which is likely going to be phone of the year also. It's going to be very good. But you got to figure out the gap between this and the newer phone. Is there such a huge gap in a way where you should go for that S24 Ultra? Got to figure out the answer. It's the S24 Ultra is expected to be a more refined phone, right? Same design language as we see, upgraded cameras, upgraded platform as we see. The battery should be about the same, should be the same, right? And a lot of things are going to be the same, but there are also going to be a lot of changes, even physical changes, you know, the design, flat display, and all that good stuff. If these are things that interest you, meaning if you were looking for a flat display on the best phone that you could get your hands on, then the S24 Ultra is definitely that one phone to go for. If you're looking for something that has such a beautiful display, the S23 Ultra here has an amazing display, but the S24 Ultra is supposed to be even brighter at 2600 nits, meaning outside under direct sunlight, no issues. I mean, this one doesn't even have any issues under direct sunlight. So you imagine something even brighter. This one is 1750 nits. The S24 Ultra is going to be pushing 2600 nits. That is insane. So a lot of these upgrades, right, would be reasons to go ahead and upgrade if you were interested in, you know, one of those. The new chipset is optimized to work so very well with AI and so very well with the new phone. Again, we're looking forward to seeing how that's going to work. So if you were interested in seeing what the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 has to offer, that might be the move. That might be the move to go for the S24 Ultra. But overall, because when I look back at the channel and I know that I tend to just recommend things that will offer you value, whether you're looking for a budget, a mid-range, or even a flagship device. Because remember, flagship devices are not just out there to be expensive. They are out there to offer some kind of value. So if you're looking for top level value from a flagship device, before you consider the S24 Ultra, consider the S23 Ultra. I will have the links in the description, of course. So if you are an average user and you are looking into upgrading your line, obviously, if you're coming from, you know, any generation prior to the S23 Ultra, let's say S22 Ultra, S21 Ultra, anything prior to the S22 Ultra, I say go ahead and pull the trigger and get yourself the S24 Ultra. But if you are coming from the S23 Ultra, unless you have other reasons, you know, that you want to go ahead and grab, I would say that there's no true practical reason to go from the S23 Ultra to the S24 Ultra. I know many people tend to put their phones on a monthly plan where they just pay monthly, right? So even though you're not dropping all of that money at once, still make sure to think about it, right? Even if it's a long-term project. But anyways, so the bottom line is this. Some people should not be picking up the S24 Ultra because of some of the reasons that I've listed, right? I've talked about the fact that if you own S23 Ultra, don't do it. If you don't care for the new design, new all that stuff, so you don't really need to upgrade. But then again, like I said, if you want to just do it, go ahead and do it. That's just my take. I would love to hear what you think of this. I know a lot of people went out there and bought this. And of course, as I said, I recommend to those of you who have been waiting, who want to go ahead and take advantage of those discounts so that they can go ahead and pick up the S24 Ultra. You know, I could definitely go ahead and recommend this phone to them because it's going to be the phone of the year again. The few people who've already gotten the phone in hands are already calling it the phone of the year, just like we did with the S23 Ultra. But the S23 Ultra is so good. I mean, I've ordered the S24 Ultra and we'll see how it is. If I just wasn't a tech nerd, I definitely would just hang on to this phone for a very long time. That's just my take. I'm going to go ahead and catch your take in the comment section. Make sure to like this video. If you know anyone who will be interested, make sure to share the video also. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, as always, stay safe out there.